Finding the right YouTube formats for your channel will completely change your business, because not only will you be able to consistently get views and also conversion, but it'll also save you a lot of time because you'll know exactly what videos to create. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 11 best performing YouTube formats for coaches, agencies, and B2B businesses. So the first one is what I call ICP Sitdown, and this is essentially a video where you help someone live who fits your ICP with the problems you know how to solve. And these are amazing for both coaches, for agencies, because they show your expertise live and you're sitting down with someone that fits your exact ICP. So you make it extremely clear to your audience exactly who you're trying to target, and that they actually fit your ICP. And you can also show expertise to build credibility while doing it. So it builds a really good connection with your audience. And you can see here for all the formats, I've also scored them on traffic, conversion, and likability. And this one is really good for likability and building a connection with your audience. Also pretty solid for conversion, and it can be good for traffic, but generally it's lower on the traffic side because there's more a video that'll build likability and connection with your audience, which is the most important thing. Now, the second type of YouTube format is how-to videos, and these are videos where you essentially break down how to do a specific thing. These are amazing for agencies. They also work well for coaches, for SaaS. And the reason for this is because they can show up in YouTube search if you're targeting keywords where there's high search volume and low competition, which means there's a lot of people searching for that term, but there aren't a lot of videos on that topic. Then they're amazing because you can show up in search. They're also pretty easy to produce consistently because you just break down how to do a thing you already know how to do, part of your service, part of your coaching, part of your digital product, whatever it might be. And this also lets you funnel the traffic to longer videos so you can increase the session time, and these are kind of top of funnel videos that can then drive traffic to your other YouTube videos. And these are really good for traffic, not as good for conversion, and not as good for likability and building that connection with your audience. Then the third format are client or student interviews. And these are videos where you sit down with one of your clients, one of your students, and then you just talk about the result they got. And the reason these are so good for conversions is, of course, that you sit down with someone you've already helped, your client, and then you just go through it, and you can use this as a sales asset. And they're also really simple and fast to produce, because you just jump on a quick 10 to 20 minute call and just walk them through it. So these are not good for traffic. They're not going to get you a lot of views, but you can use other videos like the how-to videos and then drive traffic to these student interviews, because they're extremely good for conversion. So converting people into your service, your program, your consulting, your product, whatever it might be, they're amazing for this. And then the next format is full course or full training, and these are essentially 30-minute plus videos where you teach a full part of your service, business model, or system really in depth. And the reason that these are amazing to do, and I recommend all my clients to actually create something similar to a full course of training, is because it clearly positions you as the authority, because you show you have all this knowledge in a longer video. Then you can also drive traffic to this video from shorter videos like the how-to videos, which can get you that top of funnel traffic, and then you can drive traffic to this full course or training video. Because one of the things that YouTube scores your videos on is session time. So after clicking on your video, how long do they actually stay on YouTube and your channel? So when you funnel people from these top of funnel how-to videos to these longer courses, then you actually increase the session time, meaning YouTube will also push your videos more, and of course you'll get more views, make more money. And these also create a good connection with your audience. And then the next one, we've got vlogs. You probably already know what this style is. They're videos showing your life, vacations, day-to-day, masterminds, behind the scenes. And the thing with vlogs is that they're amazing for B2C, especially if you're like selling the lifestyle, but they can actually also be good for B2B, which most people don't completely like. In B2B, they just think that's not something I should do, but they can actually be really, really good in B2B if you do it the right way. So for example, you can film masterminds, you can film a day in your life. If you have some exciting things happening, you're going on a podcast, you're speaking with a client, whatever it might be, but it can actually be really, really good. But you just shouldn't post your lifestyle. Instead, it should be more client focused and then more focused on your expertise, but you can still create day in the life. And these are extremely good for B2C because they place you as the authority and like the ideal scenario. And then for B2B, it's also really good for just building a connection with you and your audience, so between you and your audience. Now, the next style are Miro, Figma, or iPad teaching videos. So this is essentially what I'm creating right now. And these are videos where you have either Miro, Figma, or iPad video, just like I'm doing right now. And then you walk through a system, a framework, or a concept or idea. And these are good because they can look really high level and professional if you actually get a good designer to create these. Like I've had my VA do this design here, which is pretty simple, but still they look pretty professional if you have a good setup and you get someone to help you design these boards. And then it's also really great for explaining funnel systems because you can show a lot of things visually, and then they're also just like pretty straightforward to create. You can give a lot of value. So these can be really great for traffic. They are really great at conversion because you show your depth of knowledge, how much you know. You can even input results into these videos, and they aren't as high on the connection because they're pretty much purely value, these videos. Next one is leveraging authorities, and these are videos where you leverage a bigger name to get traffic. So this can be using or leveraging the advice on your service. It can be you doing a funnel breakdown of their funnel or a system they're using, their content. It can be reaction videos, whatever it might be. You can have a lot of different options, and these are really, really good for getting top of funnel traffic because you're leveraging a bigger name. So when people are searching for Alex Hormozi and you then create a video on Alex Hormozi's advice on cold emails, then that will come out as the first thing, and that will drive traffic to your channel and to your personal brand. It also shows your depth of knowledge and your depth of understanding, that you can actually break down and understand the strategies of the top players in the space. And again, you can funnel viewers to higher converting videos because these videos are not really something that's going to give you a lot of conversion, but they can drive traffic to your funnel, or they can drive traffic to other higher converting assets like a student interview or a full course, for example. Next one are personal results breakdown, and these are videos where you break down how you achieved a specific result, like how I built a 200k a month coaching business, or how I scaled my agency to 80k a month, whatever it might be. And these just shows that you're legit, and they place you as an authority, and they attract people who want a similar result, which are your ICP likely. So that's also why they're really great. And if you've got some really impressive results, then these videos can get good traffic. But usually these are best for conversion because you're sharing a personal result and then breaking down exactly how you got that result. So you're placing yourself as the solution, and you show people that you've been in their shoes, you've experienced their pain, and then you actually solved it, and now you are at basically their ideal scenario. Next one is live implementations, and these are videos where you do something relevant to your service or your offer, and this could be something like writing an email live, building a landing page, cold calling 100 businesses, starting your business over, and then landing your first client. You might have seen this format, and these can be really, really great for getting traffic, top of funnel traffic. They are really entertaining. usually really good for a lower sophisticated audience, but they can also be really, really great for higher sophistication, because if you show something complicated and you're already an authority in your niche, then these videos will do amazing for you. And it's also just authentic, builds a connection with your audience. So these can be really great for traffic, not as great for conversion, and again, pretty good for building a connection with your audience. Next, we've got podcasts, and you know what this is. It's where you create a podcast, you get on some guests, and the thing with podcasts is they can be good for specific types of people. Like if you can get big names on your podcast, then it can work extremely well, not only in terms of getting top of funnel views, but also just in terms of placing you as the authority. Like if you're jumping on with a lot of big people in your space, then people would think, okay, this guy knows all these top authorities, so he must be on the same level as them. And that places you as the authority and higher in your audience mind. And one thing which can actually be really, really great is if you go on other bigger podcasts, especially with this new collaboration feature that YouTube just rolled out, where you can tag your channel on the people that's posting your podcast, because then you can leverage these bigger podcasts to actually drive traffic to your own channel. And you can do the same with your guests if you want to promote their channel on your own podcast, if you decide to create a podcast. And these are also pretty good for building a connection with your audience. But again, podcasts are usually not something I recommend. Besides, if you really have a good network, if you have good connections, then it can work. And now the last YouTube format I'm going to share with you in this video, which is something I think almost everyone should create, especially coaches, especially people that are selling themselves instead of just like an agency that's selling a service or maybe a SaaS. But even like a SaaS, you can have the brand story behind the SaaS product. So I still think it can work great. The same with the agency, maybe not as much. But this is essentially where you tell your personal story, who you are, what you've been through, and what you really represent. And again, as I mentioned, you can also do a brand story, so you tell the story behind your product. And the thing with these videos, they're amazing for building a connection with your audience, which can increase the conversion, because likability increases conversion. And they also give viewers context about you and your brand, and you can use it as an asset for other videos. For example, what I'm about to do with one of my clients is that we're going to put that video in the description of every single one of his videos. So when people land on a new video of his and they have never seen him before, then they instantly know his story, who he is, when they actually go and look in the description. And then they can even click on to watch my story video we created for him to again increase session time, which YouTube likes. So they're also going to push the videos more. And these are the 11 best performing YouTube formats for coaches, agencies, and B2B businesses. Now, if you want my help to scale your YouTube channel and your business through YouTube, then you can book a quick call in the link in the description. And besides that, appreciate you watching, and remember to subscribe.